The unsettled debate, navigating the fog of weed versus alcohol. Many people today find themselves asking a very common question: is marijuana more harmful to a person than alcohol? The question seems simple on the surface, but the truth is far from simple. People want a clear, straightforward answer, but the reality is complex and full of nuance. Both drugs can cause significant harm to individuals and to society. Both are used by millions, often socially and without disaster. Laws add complexity. Alcohol broadly legal, marijuana a patchwork of legal, medical, or illegal. We'll cut through the noise with 8 myths and the facts, grounded in current science. Neutral, informative, evidence-based. Not moral judgment but knowledge to guide choices. Myth number 8. Marijuana is a natural, harmless plant. Because it grows from the earth, some assume natural equals safe. A comforting contrast with processed alcohol. This view downplays potential consequences. Fact: natural does not equal harmless. Many potent toxins are plant-derived. Think hemlock, nightshade, ricin. Marijuana isn't in that category, but it's not harmless. Smoking plant matter introduces tar and carcinogens, raising bronchitis risk. Heavy long-term use links to changes in memory, attention, cognition. Risks are greater for those who start heavy use in adolescence. Method matters. Vaping avoids smoke. Edibles delays can lead to overconsumption. For some predisposed, heavy use can heighten anxiety, paranoia, or psychotic episodes. Acknowledge real risks to make informed decisions. Myth number 7. A little alcohol is good for you. The belief centers on heart health. Older observational studies suggested moderate drinkers had fewer heart attacks. Many embraced wine as part of a healthy lifestyle. Fact: newer, stronger research undercuts that claim. Once you remove sick quitters, benefits disappear. The World Heart Federation says no amount is good for the heart. Alcohol is a Group 1 carcinogen, linked to breast, colon, liver, and esophageal cancers. Even 1 drink per day can raise breast cancer risk. Alcohol harms liver, elevates blood pressure, and disrupts heart rhythm. It depresses the central nervous system, lowering inhibitions and judgment. Safest path: drink less. Or not at all. For some, liver disease, pregnancy, certain meds, any drinking is unsafe. Myth number 6. You can't get addicted to marijuana. Many think it's non-addictive because withdrawal seems mild. Some point to days or weeks off as proof of no dependence. That view minimizes real struggles when stopping. Fact: cannabis use disorder is a recognized diagnosis. Many won't get addicted, but a significant portion will. Estimates: about 9% overall, higher for teens, and much higher for daily users. Criteria include tolerance, withdrawal, and using despite major consequences. Harm can hit work, relationships, and health. Cannabis withdrawal isn't typically life-threatening, but it's real. Symptoms include irritability, anxiety, depressed mood, restlessness, insomnia. Intense cravings drive relapse, a hallmark of addiction. The claim: alcohol is vastly more addictive than marijuana. People cite severe alcohol withdrawal, tremors, seizures, even death. The stereotype reinforces alcohol's devastating dependence. Fact: both can be addictive, but in different ways. Alcohol's physical dependence and withdrawal are among the most dangerous. Cannabis withdrawal is milder but can be profoundly distressing. Psychological compulsion can be powerful with either drug, legal, cheap, and ubiquitous. Alcohol creates a larger, total burden and more diagnosed disorders. Alcohol contributes to vastly more deaths, chronic disease, and acute events. Which is more addictive depends on measure, withdrawal severity, individual risk, or population harm. Myth: you cannot overdose on marijuana. It's often stated in absolute terms. Nobody dies from it, used to contrast drugs that can cause fatal respiratory depression. Fact: classic toxic overdose from THC is vanishingly unlikely. The dose needed for fatal toxicity is astronomically high. But no fatal overdose does not mean no risk from too much. Very high doses can trigger severe anxiety, paranoia, frightening hallucinations. Physically, racing heart, dizziness, nausea, even uncontrollable vomiting. For vulnerable people, that strain could precipitate a cardiac event. Not fatal toxicity, but medically serious overdoses do occur. Myth: alcohol is the sole driver of violence and accidents. Alcohol is strongly linked to violence, crime, and crashes. It disinhibits, impairs judgment, and fuels aggression. Alcohol-impaired driving remains a leading cause of traffic fatalities. that doesn't mean marijuana has no impact. THC impairs judgment, coordination, concentration, and slows reaction time. Studies show increased crash risk after cannabis use, typically less than heavy alcohol, but significant. Mixing alcohol and marijuana multiplies impairment, not just adds it. Alcohol can increase THC in the bloodstream. Combined use can severely compromise driving ability, far worse than either alone. Alcohol is a primary driver of social harm, but it's inaccurate to call marijuana risk-free for public safety. Myth: legalization makes marijuana safe. The pitch: eliminate the black market, ensure purity, raise tax revenue. Regulation can improve safety with potency verification and contaminant screening. Legal markets can better restrict youth access than street sales. But commercialization and marketing can increase adult use and frequency. More use can mean more cannabis use disorder and health harms. Youth trends vary by jurisdiction. The evidence is mixed and evolving. Outcomes depend on details. The rules matter. Strong safeguards, potency caps, marketing limits, and controlled retail density are crucial. Earmark taxes for prevention, treatment, and public education. Legalization changes risks. It doesn't erase them. It's a trade-off with new tools to manage harm. The argument, alcohol is worse, therefore marijuana is safe. Alcohol causes far more population-level harm, deaths, disease, accidents, social costs, but that's a false dichotomy. The safer choice depends on you: age, health, family history, genetics, intent of use. For teens, heavy cannabis use can harm cognitive development and mental health. High-potency cannabis may raise psychosis risk in susceptible adults. For them, a single drink might pose less risk. Conversely, with liver risks or alcohol disorder history, cannabis may reduce harm. The better question: what are the specific risks for me in my situation? Alcohol's harm does not give marijuana a free pass. Which is more harmful, marijuana or alcohol? Honest answer: it depends. Societally, alcohol creates a greater toll: death, disease, and social harm, but at an individual level, marijuana can be more harmful for some. Young people, pregnant individuals, and those with vulnerabilities face unique risks. Neither substance is harmless. Both can be used more safely or dangerously. Use infrequently and in small amounts, never drive, and avoid mixing. Know the facts and understand your personal risk factors. If use causes problems, seek help early. It's a strength. Talk to a healthcare provider or local services for confidential support. The goal isn't a winner. It's safer choices for a healthier life.